Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon, or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? My Faith TV Network Publications can do that for you. If you are an author and you want to be a guest on the Booked Show to promote your book, contact us today. You can visit our Facebook page, My Faith TV Network Publications, to see other authors we have helped to publish and promote their books. Contact us today at 678-532-5116. Email us at info@myfaithtvnetwork.com. Also check out our website, www.myfaithtvnetwork.com.
Welcome again to another edition of the Booked Show. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. Today is a beautiful interview for you. Wherever you are, do not go away because Dr. O is in the house. You are welcome, Dr. Olubusola Oluwaferanmi. We call her Dr. O. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking about your book, Unmasking the Soul. Please say welcome to our viewers.
Thank you and welcome to the Book Show.
Hallelujah. So the book we are going to, she has written a lot of books, but we're going to be taking this book today, which is called Unmasking the Soul. The Unmasking the Soul. It is available on Amazon, but the most important thing about this book, you'll find out, you need to go get a copy of this book. But you understand why as we go into this interview today. You can see the book on the screen that is showing Unmasking the Soul, and it's a very powerful book. Dr. O, let me ask you the first question. First of all, tell us a little bit about yourself so that people who don't know you will get to know you.
Okay, my name is Dr. Olubusola Oluwaferanmi, and my followers and friends call me Dr. O. What do I say? I'm a mother of 3 beautiful grown-ups. Hey, I'm so happy I'm so happy about the last one just turning 18. So I have 3 adults. So I tell myself, you have no excuse now. Just go into the world and begin and continue to preach the word. So that's me. I'm a counselor. I'm a life coach, relationship coach. I'm a massage therapist. I'm a herbalist. I like to use the word herbalist instead of alternative. I'm an alternative medicine practitioner. And I mean, I do a whole bunch of things. It sounds crazy, but I'm enjoying. It's all about wellness, about wholeness. Yes, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little bit
about prophetess. Yes. I'm an ordained prophetess and reverend. So, yeah.
Tell us a bit, like I always ask this question to most authors. What gives you the audacity to even write this book, Unmasking the Soul?
Oh, the audacity. This was actually supposed to be my first book. I've been talking to domestic violence victims, survivors for since 2011 was the time that I really, really went into it. As a counselor, people come and tell you about, you know, being an African, some things doesn't sound as an abuse because you're used to people going through it. So when I began to see a pattern, then I went back to do more courses and certification about helping people with domestic violence. So the audacity for me is a lot of people would not be comfortable or bold, let me use that word bold, to speak out
about domestic violence.
About domestic violence. So I thought, okay, let me write a book for everyone to be able to reach. If you don't get to talk to me, if you read this book, you know everything you need to know about domestic violence. You know the definition. Some people, you'll be surprised that a lot of people don't even know they're in an abusive relationship or they're in a domestic violence relationship. So this will tell you what it is, and it will allow you to, it will help you get out of it if you want to get out of it, and then tell you the steps to take. I mean, it is, the audacity for me is I just want everyone that takes this book to read to know what it is, how to live, and how you can live, and life after living. That's the most difficult. Life after living that situation. What do you do? How do you cope with life? So that's the audacity for me.
For me, like, okay, when I said the audacity is like, why would you write such a book at a time like this? And how did you even choose? I know that domestic violence is a hidden, a lot of us don't want to talk about it outside. We also do not want to talk about it in the church. When it's going on, it's like, oh, it's a thing of shame. So most of the time, people keep quiet about it, whether it's rape, whether it's incest, whether it's beating, whether it's financial or emotional abuse or verbal abuse or different. We just keep quiet about it and we don't say. And a lot of people keep and they take it into life, and it affects their relationships. It affects, even they pass it on to the next generation. My question is, how did you choose your title, Unmasking the Soul?
It was, I needed a title to say what domestic violence or abuse is really about. And I've been married twice, unfortunately. So the first marriage, the only reason that I left that first marriage as a pastor, as a pastor's wife, as a counselor at the time. I was already a counselor at the time. It was a battle for me. Masking the soul. We mask our soul. Right. Domestic violence is a soul tied thing. It's not just a physical thing. It's a soul tied thing. A lot of people will be like, but he didn't beat you, but she didn't beat you. You know, when
what did you do that he beat you? You must have done something to him.
To him. So we hide behind domestic violence, especially in the Christendom.
Let me pause you there, Dr. O, because as you're talking, I do know a few pastors and a few pastors' wives who are hiding, who are dying on the
Trust me, we are the perfect example of I'm hiding. We like to hide
what is going on.
Oh yes, you know, at the time I'm leaving home for church, and my husband is saying I'm gonna be the one to preach. At the time, I was actually the music director. You can imagine you ministering. So sometimes, especially for women, when you see a woman with passion in the ministry, I'm not saying all the time, your passion, what you're ministering, the time, I know at that time, I can remember, the only time that I feel sane is when I'm holding that microphone and ministering to people. That is the time
that you are masking the pain. You are covering up the pain.
Time that I'm leaching out the pain. That is the time that I'm at my peak. That is the time that I know I can function. The moment I leave that microphone, I'm not the same person any longer.
You go back, because I do know
under that control of somebody insulting you, abusing you, shaming you. You understand? So we mask the soul, we cover it up, we cover the soul.
We come to church smiling as if everything is
everything
fine,
is
but
fine.
you've just been panel beaten at home.
Oh, I envy you. I'm jealous about you. I'm jealous of you. In my head, I'll be like, are you kidding me? Sometimes I'll tell people, be careful what you wish for.
Yes. All that glitters is gold.
Oh, please.
Don't envy other people's lives because you don't know what's going on behind the mask.
We can hide. And sometimes it taught me to be able to pay attention to people. Sometimes when I call people, are you okay? I just want to hear the sound of your voice to know that you're not okay. I just want to look at you straight in your eyes. I will know that you're not okay, because that is how we hide. We mask that soul. It's a soul thing. It's a soul thing. And I tell people, domestic violence will make you die every single day until you are no longer able to get up to function.
Wow. Domestic violence. So if you're going through domestic violence right now, do not keep quiet. Do not keep masking it. That what will people say? What will the church say? What will your family say? They will say something, but don't be beaten and don't die in this.
They always say something. You know what? What will people say is the reason a lot of people die in domestic violence, because, oh, I can't say. What are they going to say? I mean, I'm talking from experience. How can I tell somebody like I'm not happy in my marriage and I'm supposed to be a pastor's wife? I'm supposed to be a pastor. I'm supposed to be a relationship marriage counselor. How can I tell people I'm not happy? So the time that I walked away, oh my goodness, it was a backlash.
But God hates divorce.
God hates
divorce.
I mean,
you can never minister again once you are divorced. You must never stand on the pulpit again.
Especially as a woman. At that time, 2010 was a long time ago. We have come a long way from 2010 to 2023. And I made it, I'm very, very passionate about this topic because I know what I went through as a woman, as a minister of God, as an African. I know what I went through, but I'm thankful for my parents. I did not inform them that I was leaving. They didn't know what I was going through. I didn't tell nobody. So when I came out, it was a shock for a lot of people.
Let me ask you one quick question for those who are watching. I know that I personally know pastors' wives and pastors that are going through hell right now at home, but because of the pulpit, because of what people will say, they are there and they can't say anything. What would you say about this book to them?
What I would say is this: if you know you're going through this, it doesn't have to get to that point of violence. It may be an abuse. You know what? As a child of God, as a minister of God, this is what I know for sure. This is my opinion. This is what I've been through. This is what I've dealt with. I know when you are in an abusive relationship, you cannot function at your capacity as a child of God, as a minister of God. There is that clause. There is that thing in your soul that is heavy, that is holding you back. Trust me, you cannot function the way God wants you to function. And you are a liar too. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to people. I'm not saying come out on a Sunday and say, oh, this is what my wife is doing to me. This is what my husband is doing to me. You know what? Separate yourself. At that time, there was not a single person that I could call. I didn't know one single person as a minister of God that I could call and tell them this is what I was going through. Number one, I know they will not believe me. Number two, as African women, when you say stuff like this, or you are bold enough, audacious, that's where my audacious came from, enough to say, I want to do this, they shame you. The next thing is, oh, she's an adulterer. They accuse you of infidelity. That is the first defense that the man will bring out. The first. So I always say, be true to yourself. Know that you're doing this for yourself, not because, oh, you're already sleeping with somebody and you feel like, oh, this is an avenue. No, be true to yourself. Be with God. You know, this is you and God. Nobody else understand you. Nobody else can live your purpose. You have a purpose. God has created each and every one of us with a purpose. You cannot fulfill You know, that popular musician, gospel musician that died last year, you know, we were supposed to do something for her that we were stopped to do. You know, eventually when we all knew what killed her or what she went through, then you could just feel like, wow, that was why she was that powerful. That was the power.
That was the power she had, because after being beaten at home and everything, kicked in the chest and all, when she comes out to sing, she's powerful.
You. Why can't you say something? Even after she was dead, people were still blaming her. Some people are still saying she was lying. You understand? This is a dead person. She was already gone. And this is why a lot of people
Let me ask you a question, Dr. O. Would counseling have helped, or for those who are watching who are going through this situation? Because I did speak with the pastor a few days ago, and that happened to one of his junior pastors, where they were, you know, the way the pastor used to punish her was to use a knife to, you know, inflict marks on her. And she could not talk out. Eventually, by the time they got to meet her, he had inflicted like over 37 knife marks on her, and she died in the process. My question is, of course, nothing was done to the pastor and nothing was done with the man. It's in the culture that they were in Nigeria. But eventually, my question is, even though they were in the church, can counseling help when there's an abusive situation?
It can help. But the only way it can help is this: if you're counseling both
of them.
If you're going to counsel one person that is going through the abuse, that means she's going to leave that relationship. Because how are you going to counsel her? And then she's going to go back to that same abuser. So you have to counsel both. In a situation where you have, where you cannot, then it means the victim is ready to walk out or separate herself for a while.
Wow.
But counseling will help. Counseling will help.
So it's not always a divorce situation.
You know what I've been able to realize in this abusive stuff is, do you know some of these abusers think that they don't know that they're doing anything wrong?
No, because they saw their fathers beat their mothers.
Yes, I saw a video today on Facebook. I was going to share it. I just slept off. I saw it on my friend's page. This man was using his belt, this thick, heavy belt with the iron thing, beating the wife. She was sitting down there, you know, she wasn't even ducking it. She was used to being beaten. The sad thing was there were two children there. Watching. They were watching. They looked like teenagers. Oh, I felt like jumping into the video. You understand? That kind of a man, he didn't see that he's doing anything wrong. He's used to probably watching his uncle or father or somebody beating his mom or auntie.
He's already passing it over to the children.
That's what it is. We turn the next generation to the next monster. The guy thinks it is okay to beat the wife, to correct. I'm correcting her because that man was saying, I'm talking, you are talking. How can you be talking when I'm talking?
Wow.
You could hear the audio. How could you be talking when I'm talking? And it was beating her. You're telling your son, when you're talking to your wife or your girlfriend, she dare not open her mouth to say anything. You can beat her and it is okay to beat her. And you're passing a message to your girl child that, well, you're supposed to be beaten. You're a woman. You don't dare talk when your husband is talking. And when your husband is disciplining you, you dare not say anything. She's used to that. That's the life that she knows. Trust me. This kind of
it's time for us to unmask this.
Oh, yes.
To remove the mask that what is abuse, what should be accepted, what should not be accepted, how you can accept it, how you can get out of the situation.
How to know that you're being abused.
You're being abused. Let me stop you there and let's take a break in the first half so that I can show the book and the video and some of the wordings in the book. And when we come back, Doctor, I'm going to ask you to tell us about the book itself. We're going to 1 or 2 chapters in it and where it can be bought. I hope viewers that you're enjoying the show so far. We are with Dr. Olubusola Oluwaferanmi, and we are talking about her book, Unmasking the Soul. Let's take a minute to watch the video about the book, and when we come back, we will go in the book.
Evangelist BB on the Book Show this week at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesdays and Sundays on www.myfaithtvnetwork.com to listen to these very informative interviews. You can also watch past episodes of the Book Show on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, My Faith TV Network. Contact us today at 678-532-5116. Email us at info@myfaithtvnetwork.com. Also check out our website www.myfaithtvnetwork.com. Thank you for watching today's episode of The Booked Show. The Book Show is sponsored by viewers like you. If you want to support our show, kindly donate using the information on the screen. You can also support us by visiting our bookstore www.myfaithtvnetwork.com/shop and purchase a book. All books in the store are donated books that you can purchase at $10 for paperback and $15 for hardbacks to support us. If you are an author and want to promote your books and be interviewed on The Book Show, please contact us for more information. See you next time on another exciting edition of The Book Show. God bless you.